Friends, we have gathered here today to celebrate the life of our good friend Mae Sproul, who died on the 20th of June, aged 87 years. Today, we're reminded that a funeral service is an opportunity to join in saying goodbye to someone who we've both loved and cared for. But of course, it's far more than that. It's our celebration of Mae's life and her personality. And at this time, I ask you, please, to be able to feel free to be at one with your sadness and your loss, however you identify with that. But at the same time, I also ask that you can please feel the gladness and, yes, the happiness of all that you've shared with me. Her death inevitably has brought sadness to the lives of her family and friends, but whilst we mark her passing at this time with sadness, we are also so fortunate we can recall her life's journey with respect and with happiness. You see, nothing can alter the love that you have for me and her love for you. That is a love which can never be altered by time, by circumstance, and even by death. The past, with all of its meaning, will remain safe and secure and can't be taken away. But today we are each grateful that Mae was a part of our lives, and in this time we share together here today, we allow her influence, her character, her warmth, her personality, and yes, perhaps most importantly, her love to shine on. And we also take a moment at this time to assure those who are closest to Mae of our ongoing love and support at this difficult time in family life. And in particular, today we remember her children, Gordon and Gordon's wife, Nicola, Ian and his wife, Anne, and her grandchildren, Ailey, and Robbie, and Melissa and Fraser, and we remember her brother Jack and Jack's wife Mae, and we remember Mae as part of a far wider family circle. And of course, as we can tell by the amount of people here today to pay their respects to her as a true and a loyal friend to many she would meet along her life's journey. Friends, when we lose someone we love and care for, inevitably we face a huge range of emotions, but there are two things which can't be taken away, and those are the experiences of loving someone and, yes, of sharing a friendship with them. And today, whilst we acknowledge that grief can never be an easy burden to bear, and at times can often carry with it many unanswered questions, somehow we get through it. And yes, we get through it by supporting and by loving one another. Although Mae has been taken from us, she lives on in the memories of all who knew her. And in our service this afternoon, as we recall her life story, we acknowledge the important part she's played in each of our lives. We remember all that Mae has given to us. And yes, we remember all that we've given to her in return. At this point, we pause to reflect on the words of the poem, "To those whom I love and those who love me," where we read, "When I'm gone, release me, let me go. I have so many things to see and do. You mustn't tie yourself to me with too many tears, but be thankful that we've had so many good years. I gave you my love, and you can only guess how much you've given me in happiness. I thank you for the love you've shown, but now it's time I travelled on alone. So grieve for me a while. If grieve you must, then let your grief be comforted by trust. It's only for a while that we must part, so treasure your memories within your heart. I won't be far away, for life goes on, and if you need me, call me, and I'll come to you. Though you can't see me or touch me, I'll be near, and if you listen with your heart, you'll hear all my love around you soft and clear. And then when you come this way alone, I'll greet you with a smile and a welcome home." Yes, friends, this is a time for our sadness to be shared, but also an opportunity for memories to be rekindled and for comfort and support to be found here in the company of family and friends. And I hope at the end of this time we share here together today, you'll each feel glad you've taken this opportunity to do at least some of your grieving in the company of those who have loved and cared for me the most, and that you can draw some comfort, strength, and support from the words and the memories which we now share. But as we gather here today, I know we do so with heavy hearts, and I'm very aware we've come together from many different places where each at different stages of our own journey through life. Our paths are varied, and yes, we look at life in many different ways. But today there is one thing which binds each one of us together in common, and that is at some point or another, or to some degree or another, our lives have been touched by our friend Mae. And as with any funeral service, we gather here to mourn the death of a departed loved one, to pay tribute to their life and achievements, to comfort and support each other, and of course, so often we can find in the blow and experience of death, we can face a huge range of emotions, everything from anger to pain to hurt to grief and to sorrow. But I'm sure we'd each agree if we meet here today, May wouldn't wish anyone to hurt or to grieve in sorrow, but instead to think of the joy she has both given and received, and indeed has shared with each one of us gathered here. At this time, I'm exceptionally grateful to May's family circle for their help in bringing together the many, many different strands of her life's journey for our celebration here today. A life which we begin on the 18th of September back in 1936, when she was born to her parents, John and Nancy McLean. May grew up at 13 Course Hill Row in Springside and loved playing with her cousins, and later she became a big sister to Jack in 1944 and was often asked by her mum to take him down the road to see the hens. May attended Dreghorn Junior Secondary School before leaving to become a typist at the household in Kilmarnock. May met her husband, the late Gordon, in 1951 at the Springside Badminton Club, which was held at the Institute. May and Gordon married on the 4th of July 1958, and family life started for them with the birth of their two sons, Gordon and Ian. And we think very much of the boys and their family as families at this time. And the family home at that time was at 66 Greenside Avenue in Springside. And often they enjoyed walks around the surrounding countryside and holidays with friends Ellen and David Geddes and their family. And they enjoyed those trips away. Sadly, though, Gordon Sr. passed away in 1978 after a short illness. May then worked for the local flower nursery in Springside and was often seen driving the delivery van around the area. Many of you will remember that, I'm sure. May had a wide circle of friends and enjoyed spending time with her wider family circle, often meeting her cousins for coffee and a meal, and days out with her friends June and Barry and their families. But May loved most of all was enjoying numerous holidays spent with her son Gordon and Gordon's wife Nicola and her grandchildren Ailey, Robbie, Melissa and Fraser, going for days out with her son Ian and his wife Anne, and celebrating various birthdays and special occasions with her brother Jack and his wife May and their family, known as the McLeans. May was a much loved mother, mother in law, Scottish gran, sister, aunt, and a friend. The family will be able to share many memories of those times shared together at the tea being held later on today at the Gales Hotel. May was very active in the local community, involved in the Welfare Committee, Springside Historical Group, the Handicraft Group, as well as the Community Cafe set up at the Institute. Due to health issues, Mae moved to Shalom Nursing Home 6 years ago and participated in the many activities arranged, which included trips to Craig Tara Holiday Village at Ayr, and of course concerts at the centre stage and weekly games of dominoes and Scrabble. Mae enjoyed a blether with all of the staff and her fellow residents, but sadly, Mae's health deteriorated in the past 6 months, and sadly, she passed away on the 20th of June, aged 87 years. At this time, I'm sure we're each coming to terms with our loss in Mae's death on the 20th of June, and today our thoughts go out to her family and friends as we acknowledge a life well lived. We acknowledge the life of a good woman, and we remember a life which has been well lived and would touch, enrich, and indeed bless many other lives along the way. And now, at this point in the service, we pause to allow ourselves just a few moments of reflection as we listen to Andrea Bocelli and the prayer. It's somewhat remiss of me. We're now half an hour into the service, and I haven't yet welcomed those joining us online in the comfort of their own homes from our live webcast here at Balmoral today. We hope you feel very much included in this service of celebration for Mae's life. Essentially, this is a secular, a non-religious service, and Mae's family wish to include the hymn Abide With Me at this point. And now they invite you to stand if you're able to sing the hymn, the great words of the hymn writer Henry Francis Light in our the words are printed in the order of service and Abide With Me. Thank you, friends. Would you please be seated? At this point, Mae's family would like to thank everyone for their kind expressions of sympathy and their cards and flowers, as well as your attendance here today. They also appreciate the love and support of Mae's brother Jack and his sister-in-law Mae, their children Kenneth and Julie, and all at Shalom Nursing Home for the care and attention shown to Mae in this past while. Friends, when someone we love dies, we are faced with trying to understand one of life's great mysteries, but perhaps the following words are a way of looking at death which are comforting and for some of us may well help to make things a little easier and to understand. Think of me as one at rest. For me, you should not weep. I have no pain, no troubled thoughts, for I am just asleep. The thinking, living me that was is now forever still, and life goes on without me now, as time forever will. If your heart is heavy now because I've gone away, dwell not long upon it, friend, for none of us can stay. To those of you who liked me, I sincerely thank you all, and those of you who love me, I thank you most of all. And in my fleeting lifespan, as time went rushing past, I found some time to hesitate, to laugh, to love, to cry. Matters it not if time began, if time will ever cease. I was here, I used it all, and now I am at sleep. And now our closing poem comes from Helen Laurie Marshall in her poem entitled Afterglow. I'd like the memory of me to be a happy one. I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when life is done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and bright and sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun of the happy memories that I leave when my life is done. Friends, Mae's family would like to thank you for the kindness, the love, and the support they've known surrounding them at this difficult time. I can assure you it has been greatly appreciated by each member of the family and won't be forgotten. After the service, we travel to Dreghorn Cemetery, and the cortege will be going via Shalom Nursing Home to pay their final respects to Mae there. So don't be following the cortege. If you just make your way to the cemetery, that will be fine. And uh, and now, as we retire from the service room, our final piece of music comes from Andrea Bocelli. And now we leave this place with the memory of Mae held in each of our hearts with enduring love and respect. May you each find strength and support in your love for each other, and may you each find comfort in your life at this time. I'm meeting you at last time. All right. All right. Hi there. How you doing? All right. 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 Hello there. Nice to see you folks. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, could you please be upstanding?